Good evening. Good evening. How are you guys doing out there?
Great.
Sounds good.
Outstanding.
Outstanding.
I got a special guest with me tonight.
What? We have a special guest? Who is that, Greg?
This is one of the guests, one of the new hosts of the framework. This is LeClaire James. Say hi.
Oh, hi, LeClaire. She's so cute. Wait, you have another one, don't you?
He is on the floor. Let me see if I can get him to come up here. Hold on. This is.
Yeah, we have to take a station identification break for LeClaire James.
Well, she doesn't want to get down, so hold on.
Oh, okay.
She is hilarious.
So if you're new to the Wholesome WordZ, this is my crew, Tiffany Greenwood. Hey, Tiff. And, of course, my good friend, Mr. Craig Carlisle from the framework and Raising Men. Keep your eyes out for them. But another new host for the framework is Craig.
This is Dr. Phil.
Dr. Phil.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
Dr. Phil.
And he's eating peaches right now, so he's a little preoccupied.
Oh, I guess, we do have our priorities.
Yeah. They got to eat healthy.
5 fruits a day, Craig.
Well, they get pretty close. Maybe the same 5
5
fruits
fruits a day. That's what they say. You do 5 fruits a day.
Well, Tiffany can relate to that's the 5-fold ministries right there, right?
That's right. That's the 5-fold.
5 fruits of the spirit. Lord Jesus, hold on.
There you go. We were almost about to have offering. Don't play with me.
That's what I'm talking about.
As you can see, we're having lots of fun. But welcome to Wholesome WordZ Live. I'm Joanne, and I'm the Wholesome WordZ creative founder. And this kind of started off kicked it off with LeClaire James and Dr. Phil. I love it. But this is like my 15th. I didn't count, so it might be my 16th. I don't know. But I've done a whole year. I'm super excited about it. I want to do a shout out to my friend Ruby. Hey, Ruby, how you doing? Good friend from way back in early church days. But anyway, and so this month, the theme is one kind word. And just the whole pandemic, it's like I'm looking for just one kind word. Can we just have just one? And then I really started to marinate on the fact that I don't hear that much kindness coming from people, or things that they're thinking of others before themselves. They're not thinking of that or that impact of it. And so God really kind of pressed upon my heart, and it was kind of confirmed because Craig put something out right after God said one kind word. He said something about kindness. He had a interview with his son.
Yeah, a lesson. Well, one of them was a lesson learned early leads to no regret.
Yeah, so that really kind of like confirmed, like, okay, so we're going to do kindness this month, and just kind of just let that marinate in what we're here for, hopefully to encourage other artists or other budding artists that aren't really sure if this is the way they want to go, or just creating a platform for them to try your art, whether it's graffiti, spoken word, even the beats. We'll mention that again of our opportunity to be heard on the framework, which is now, how many? You switched times. Tell me about that, Craig. You switched times
for the Inland Empire.
More times or what?
Well, we just switched Sundays. We were asked by the station program director and station manager at 102.5 The Vine, right there in the Empire where you guys are, to consider moving to Saturdays. He thought that it would be a much better opportunity for the framework, for the music to get heard, and especially kind of turn it up a little bit on a Saturday night versus Sunday. People trying to wind down. So same time, but just different days. So instead of Sundays, we're now in the Inland Empire on 102.5 The Vine, and Alexa, hey, play 102.5 The Vine. We are on Saturday nights at 8 p.m. So the only day of the week you don't hear us play somewhere right now is Sundays. So we'll be using Sundays for now as our Sabbath. But you can hear the framework still on our archives on our site on theframework.com. That's, as you can see, it's spelled a little differently, FRAMEWERK, theframework.com.
That's good. New exciting information. And I do believe that Tiffany has a business. What's it called again?
Tutoring R Us.
Oh, that's it. Could you share a little bit about that, Tiffany?
Yeah. Yes, well, we're back into it, right? Full swing. School is in effect. And yes, I love to tutor, and I can tutor all ages, young or small. It matters not to me.
Well, if I'm 50 years old and I'm trying to get my third master's degree.
Let's do that. Let's do that. Yes, I am here to help. And anybody with any disabilities, I love it. Let's go and let's succeed this year in 2021, 2022. Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
So do you have like a Facebook page or something like that?
I do.
Or a website?
Yes, I do. Facebook.
Oh, really?
Tutoring R Us. Tutoring the letter R.
Could you make a banner for that, Tiffany?
Yes, I think that I can do that.
Or maybe even just drop it in the chat.
I can do that. I'm working on that right now.
Okay. All right. Well, you see, we like to have fun and at least promote the wonderful things that God is doing for us as a team. And I'm really lucky to work with both of them, both creatives in their own right. A little different, like me, I'm really different. But just to say, working and supporting each other and cheering each other on, regardless of what the situation is, we're there. So I do have to do a shout out to another friend that has joined us, and that is Mr. Ronnie Robles. Hey, Ronnie. Ronnie Robles. Row is on. Thanks, Ronnie. Okay, so you guys know how I like to start my Ain't Nothing Changed. If you've been watching me for a minute, you know how I like to always start my program. So we're going to kick it off.
Let me guess who. Don't
guess. You going to guess? You going to guess?
Let me guess. Preston Perry.
Bingo! Yep.
Lord, if I ever forget how to praise you, let my tongue forget language. Let my ears forget how the ocean sounds when the currents violently collide against the rocks along the shoreline. And let me forget the morning, where the silence sings a symphony of peace that only you can orchestrate, and where your mercy is new and in its sweetest form. But remind me of the day when I was thirsty, in need of the type of water that will unparch my soul forever, and your grace came in and flooded this dying desert of a man. Remind me of the days when darkness followed me so much, the moon knew me by name, but your voice, still as a morning ocean, called me out of midnight into your marvelous light. Let not my heart be like Israel, who forgot that they saw you sea in half, to lead them to a land where slavery knew not their names, and freedom sung them into a clear sky. But help me to remember your goodness, that your love is the only thing that matters when all else fails. Remind me that your brutal, bloody, beaten body was bruised on the cross for my sins, that you died in my place. When my pride is high, remind me that you lowered yourself to die for my sins. Lord, if I ever forget how to praise you, let me forget everything that's ever existed. But help me to remember you, because in you, all things exist. We exist to make your name known, because when everything passes away, you will be the only thing that truly matters.
You will be truly the only thing that matters. Every time, every month, just puts me back, just makes me think about if I ever forget. He's done so much. So I am grateful. I am grateful.
Yeah. It's good that we have that grateful mood, because there are moments when we don't feel so grateful. We feel more entitled than anything else. But I like it because this month's program seems to reset that and allows us to be in that space of gracefulness.
That's my hope. One kind word. If you're just joining us, welcome. I'm Joanne, the Wholesome Words creative and producer, and I'm joined with my great friends, Tiffany Greenwood, the owner operator of Tutoring R Us. So if you do have, from preschool to whatever school, doesn't matter. Old school, pre to old school, you can get in contact with her. And she's put her information, and it doesn't matter where you live in the world, I'm just saying. Because we're still so check her out. And then of course my good friend Craig. So I kind of mentioned before that we have this opportunity called Words and Beats. Craig, you want to talk about it?
Well, Words and Beats, we thought about that one day. We were just having those conversations, and it kind of like popped up going, we should probably stop having those conversations because it always seems to turn into some extra project from somewhere. Yeah. And it just worked out where Words and Beats, spoken word, really go together. Hip hop, you name it, it really goes together. So we have the program where if you're a new artist, if you're just a producer making beats, tracks, or if you even do visual art, it's an opportunity to share your work, whether it be here on Words, spoken word, Wholesome Words. I keep thinking spoken word, or on the framework. You can share that on any one of our social medias, any one of our live broadcasts, any one of our pre-recorded broadcasts. It's up to you, and you're definitely welcome. And we encourage everyone to spend the time in doing that. And sometimes we just need a place to feel comfortable, just need a place to feel safe. Because for some of us artisans, we get a little bit into ourselves and feel like we don't have a safe place, or people really don't want to hear what we have to do or say, or that we may just not be good enough. But that's what we're here for, is to always encourage the unsung artist. Not everyone has to be a super producer to get into the framework or Wholesome Words or to get on any of our social media. You just have to be a person who has a heart for God. So that's really what Words and Beats is. If you've got a heart for God, if you've got a heart for artists in general, and your material is clean and wholesome, hey, you're always welcome. You have a place here.
Yeah. You want to play that?
Yeah, here we go. Here's a little promo to talk to you a little bit more in detail about Words and Beats. Spoken word is an element of hip-hop. They go together like a hi-hat and snare. So does Wholesome Words and the framework. And we've come together to present Words and Beats of the Week. If you're a poet, spoken word artist, producer, or musician, email your 1-minute submission to wordsandbeats@theframework.com. If your submission is chosen, it will air on both Wholesome Words' social media and an episode of The Framework.
You're in the framework.
The framework.
Okay. Can I just say something? I just want you to know that every time I hear that promo, it just makes me try to go do something. I can't do nothing, but it just makes me want to go and try.
That's not true. What she's telling you is not true. She can do a lot. She just don't want nobody to know she can do a lot. But yes,
I don't know.
We'll talk about that a little bit later today.
But we gonna talk about. I'm telling y'all, get out there, be a part of. You would be surprised what God has in store, not just for you, but what you can do to reach His people just with your gifts. So I'm telling you, I mean, every time I hear it, I'm just like, I'm gonna try to do something.
Yeah.
The thing I love about that too is that we feature the Words and Beats submission on our website as well. So from week to week, once you make your submission, it's there, and then it'll always be on our site until the site comes down. The Lord tells us to take it home. So you have a place where you always can know that your material is there, and people, you can point people at it and say, hey, this is where you can hear my work that I did and I submitted. And because that's another thing too, a lot of artists don't have a platform, and sometimes there's so much noise out there. They think, well, it's just your site. Well, sometimes it's not just your site. It's the Wholesome Words platform. It's it's Tutoring R Us. It's maybe the framework.
For one of Craig's framework Productions is in Virginia, right?
Yeah. Yep. Virginia.
So it's
And then
not even within the state of California. It's across the country. So it's a great opportunity. And if you're not sure, you can drop me a line or drop Craig a line, and we'll work with you to figure out
sure.
what it is that you think God has given you. And it's baby steps. It doesn't have to be anything that's like, you got to do something tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's baby steps. And speaking of baby steps, that's who our next guest has done. She has taken baby steps. And so she's almost a regular on here because she's here almost every single month.
And she's
And
running
so,
now with these big old strides now.
there you go. So I'm excited to bring to the studio Miss Andi Mabena. Hey, Andi.
Hi, everyone.
How are you doing?
I'm blessed. How are you guys?
I'm good. I'm doing really good. I'm doing really, really good. Good to see you. Good to see you. I see you are back again this month. Yes.
I gotta
So
be fit.
are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's get you going, girlie. You ready?
Let's
Yes.
go, girl. Let's go.
All right. Before I begin, and bless you all, death in the power of the tongue, which God helped me to create, as well as my sisters Joelle and Lawanda. I would like to encourage you all. Please be careful what you say to someone that you love, or even to anyone. It says in Proverbs 25:18, telling lies about others is as harmful as hitting them with an axe, wounding them with a sword, or shooting them with a sharp arrow. It also says in Proverbs 11:17, your own soul is nourished when you're kind, but you destroy yourself when you're cruel. And in Proverbs 11:9, evil words destroy one's friends. Wise discernment rescues the godly. And Proverbs 15:4, gentle words bring life and health. A deceitful tongue crushes the spirit. Proverbs 16:24, kind words are like honey, sweet to the soul and healthy for the body. And then Proverbs 18:4, a person's words can be life-giving water. Words of true wisdom are as refreshing as a bubbling brook. And lastly, in Proverbs 18:21, that goes with the poem that I'm doing, puts it this way: the tongue has the power of life and death. The stakes are high. Your words can either speak life or your words can speak death. Our tongues can build others up or they can tear them down. So please take this wisdom with you all wherever you go. Before you assume, learn the facts. Before you judge, understand why. Before you hurt someone, feel. And before you speak, think. So let us speak life to others to only build them up and bless their lives. In return, our lives will be blessed. Do you know we have the power to choose life or death in what we say with our words? Do you also know our words can restore and make someone feel loved even more? Do you know words can hurt? That with our words, we can cause someone to convert, to transform their lives, to receive Jesus Christ? There is power in what we say. Our words carry a very high price. So be alert with what you say, intently. Always be friendly, showing love sincerely. Before we say something, always think twice in our minds and make sure what we say is always kind. Words carry so much power. They can bestow blessings to whoever we may encounter. With one kind word, we can shower them with gifts of renewal. Or we can say words that are brutal, that can pierce the open scars on the hearts of those we love. We must honor each other with the same love from God above. For if we're not too careful with our words, we can harm each other with words that cut like swords. This capability to speak is a wonderful benefit, only given to those created in God's image. God helps us to utilize this force of strength correctly. even though people on earth celebrate those who use fast responses loosely. For our ways are not God's ways and thoughts. And the way God directs us and the way we talk entirely contradicts what the world does. God directs us to be swift to hear, delayed in when we speak, and in no rush to become crossed. Anytime we have the opportunity to talk, we should ask the Holy Spirit to be our guide. For by the Holy Spirit, we are trained to know how to pray as we continue to stride. Before we rebuttal, we do have to recognize the blessings of this teaching. Plainly use this same training to talk to those to whom we are speaking. When people are not talking, pray before we say something. When others verbalize their opinions, we should consult the Holy Spirit before we take our responsive positions. These prayers take seconds to say, but each time they bring us closer to God's company in every way. When doing this, the power of the Holy Spirit takes control as his wisdom and perfect speech flows, replacing our unwholesome words with loving, kind words as we receive an overwhelming sensation of joy as it grows. As love within us begins to overflow, allowing Jesus to shine through us, blessing everyone with the same opportunity to bless others as we continue to glow. Thank you.
Wow, that was really good. I loved the part of the really breaking down the scriptures and really kind of incorporating one kind word and how one kind word can just do a lot of different things. That was very powerful.
Thank you.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
I love the closing line. Can you redo the closing line again? Just the wording there.
Allowing Jesus to shine through us, blessing everyone with the same opportunity to bless others as we continue to glow.
Yeah, I like that to glow because one of the Christian hip hop artists, Miles Minnick, he uses his tagline as "Glow Nation," and so whenever that comes up as a word and somewhere it always kind of goes, oh, ding, ding, ding. So when I heard you say that, it reminded me of Miles's ministry. It's very awesome.
Yes, since we're supposed to be the light and the salt of the world, right?
Yes.
Salt to the world. And so we have to be very careful because this thing right here can get us into a whole lot of trouble.
My bicuspid.
The bicuspid.
To it like this, I was like, is that my bicuspid? Or it's my canine?
I didn't want to stick my tongue out. But
my
the
bad.
word of God says that the tongue is very powerful and you have to be careful and control it.
Yes.
Because it does have the power to destroy, to break down. But if it can break down, we can use our tongue to build and encourage and uplift. That's how you're the salt and the light to the world. So,
amen.
Just
glow, y'all, glow.
Glow on. And I like it, Andy, because the theme is just one kind word. Can we share just one kind word to each other, our neighbors, our friends? During all of this turmoil of things that are just happening across the nation and in our communities, it seems like just hate and just discontent and telling someone off is just like, that's the way it is now. There's no consideration for maybe saying like, please and thank you, or I appreciate it, or all of those things seem to just be dissipating. So I just felt that this was a great opportunity to really come back to basics, at least the basics that I was brought up with, please and thank you. And, let's talk about this, those types of things so that we can regain that community feeling of love. And so I'm kind of missing that right now. And so I'm like, well, I'm going to do my best and we're going to work out one kind word. So
It's
very
it's
good.
great that you're setting this up because as we're going in towards Thanksgiving, I know we're 2 months out still,
There you
but
go.
but you're setting this stage where it's too. Well, you get your back to school
In everything give
bash-o-rama.
thanks. In
Yeah.
everything give thanks.
That's it. Is that chalkboard by chance?
Yes, it is a chalkboard.
It is a
The
chalkboard.
non-artist that she says she is. But the
Oh.
non-artist did that.
Install it, painted it onto the drywall.
Ye-
Oh, got
We
it.
won't talk about that because that's not artsy at all. Not at
That's
all.
not okay. Got it.
Pass that up. But thank you, Andy. I really
Thank you.
appreciate the work that you've put in, and I guess we'll see you back next month, right?
Yes.
All
Yes,
right.
ma'am. Thank
All
you,
right.
Jill.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you,
Thank
Andy.
I
Hey.
just wanted I wanted to say one other quick thing real quick, because we always talk about saying something nice and kind to others and building up others. We have to remember that we have to say nice and kind things to ourselves. Sometimes you have to encourage yourself and stop waiting for somebody else to do it.
Yeah.
Pick your Bible up, because the Bible, God has told us who we are to Him.
Yeah.
So read those scriptures to yourself
Yeah.
and build yourself up. Get yourself ready for the day by building yourself up with the way that God describes you, not the way the world sees you.
Yeah,
That's a good point.
huge.
That's
That's
a really
huge.
good point.
If we start that day with those single kind words or those few kind words that we need,
Yeah.
it sets the trajectory of our day, and it gets us going in the right. Especially those days where we may not even feel them, but we should
Right.
still say them, speaking those things that are not as though they were. And
Yes.
eventually, those seeds of greatness that we're planting, they take root, and it still takes time for them to die inside and then grow and they still begin to become stronger trees, and eventually they will produce a harvest. But it takes time. Such a microwave generation we live in, and
Microwave kindness too.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's crazy too. Just when you said it, it's like, man, that means you're thankful and kind 1 second, and then evil and hateful the next.
Yes, and that's exactly what I've been seeing.
Oh,
That's deep.
yes, yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to get back to using the oven. Take some time.
The preheated, huh? Do a little preheat.
Yeah. Well, we had to be intentional back then.
So no
right?
air
Correct.
fryer, Craig? No air fryer?
Well, I guess with the air fryer, you do have to be intentional still, because you have to preheat it before you can apply your meal inside. But even with the air fryer, it's smaller portions compared to microwave ovens, right? But still, I think it still applies.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, wow. Just wow. So next on it's like just a great segue into Ronald Banks. So if you've been hanging out with me lately, he's grown on me too. He's not Preston Perry, but he close. He just makes a really good point. And so if there's one kind word, let's talk about peace.
In this time of chaos and uncertainty, I bring peace with these words I speak, so listen. Breathe and allow me to create this blanket of serenity, one large enough to hold you and soften your anxiety. I know you may be wondering, when will life return to its normal ways and bring sunshine to these cloudy days? My son, my daughter, in due time it will, much sooner than you think. And this fear you feel will pass like the gas you have from all that food you bought. And we'll then all gather to tell this story like, you remember that one time when, and laughter will fall from our lips as we embrace our loved ones. So as you go, learn to be still. Allow your breath to guide you. You'll get through this. We all will.
We'll get through this. We all will.
No, aren't we still learning to be still? I'm just saying, right? We still.
Yeah, even in a pandemic when we really should be taking our time and still not going out in large crowds without precaution.
But
I'm sorry. I'm just gonna set that right there. It's probably too soon for some folk.
Ronnie said he was great. Yeah, he was. You like him, Ronnie? I know I love him too. You can tell. You already know.
Shout out to Dr. Robles. Where you at, Ro?
Bro, where you at, bro?
He's been doing some phenomenal artwork. I've been watching him on social media.
If you guys have not seen this man's work, you need to, because he is amazing. He is amazing. He is amazing.
Definitely continue to pray for you, Ro.
Yep, he is amazing. I don't know where you at, but you probably at this point in time. It's dark outside, so you at somewhere. I know you. You got some lights. You found some wall, or miss y'all. It's quite. Miss y'all. We miss you too. Where you been?
Yeah.
What's up with you?
He's been busy.
I know he's busy.
I'm not going to share all of his story, but I follow him, like we all do. It's just watching him do the illustrations for a couple of children's books. I saw he did a basketball court, brilliant work there. Saw him do some walls out front of some that looked to be like centers or some type of, I don't know specifically what the name and the locations were, but they were beautiful artworks, internal and external. It was just an awesome time. I'm sure he's done many other things that I'm sure I've missed.
That we've missed.
Yeah, just amazing.
But the cool thing too about Ronnie, Ronnie, we're gonna give you your flowers while you get here, while you live, is that he's such a humble dude. You just do it if he's got it, if he can get there. Sometimes he overcommits and overbooks because he wants to serve so many people. That's what I love about his heart. But I'll tell you, when Ronnie gets there, gets it done, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. So shout out, love you, brother.
I just want you to know, Ronnie. Ro was the one that told me to get my hips in order and start doing stuff for God. Get on out there. And so I'm here, Ro. I'm doing it.
She's so funny. Yeah, she's so funny. She's so funny. Okay, so my next kind word is hope, from a kid of mine named Matt Bellin.
All right. Matt, do you have anything to share today?
Everybody can tell that I've been different lately. My friends look into my eyes and see something new, and my family notices the change too, and it could all be traced back to when I did those things I said I'd never do again. Roommates aware of the distortion in my facial expressions, knowing I've been using medication to cope with depression. Now there's substance in my system, forsaking known wisdom, betraying my sworn intentions and lessons I learned before that told me don't use it anymore. Big homie told me to try it, so I did. Once. But 1 led to 2, and 2 led to 8, and it all adds up. Now it's something that I crave more than lunch in the middle of the day. When I still haven't ate, I need this. Without it, I'm anxious, enraged and impatient, pacing the pavement afraid when I can't taste it. Amazing how I even stopped back then, because I don't feel like Matt without it. It gives me strength to believe, courage to achieve, and honesty to process my history of misery from 2017. But listen when I say I'm an abuser. I've used marijuana, cigarettes, and vodka, kratom, Norcos, and narcotics, edible sleeping pills and THC products, painkillers, codeine, and shrooms, spice, salvia, and dabs, cocaine, hash, and wax. When I say I've done the max, yo, these are the facts. This liver is probably crying to be delivered. Got all these addictions from afflictions, but this one seems different. Without it, I feel emotionless. Brokenness, overflow, intolerance growing. I've been raising dosages. Going through the motions, I've been doping my soul with hope. Hope deferred makes the heart sick. So hope internalized within gives lift when I itch and twitch for a fix. Instead of twisting and lighting a spliff, or crushing and snorting a brick. This substance is available through 2 twigs and a crucifix, crucifying hopelessness and resurrecting with this drug. I threw it away when times got rough, but now my heart can't get enough. On it, my heart feels stronger. Honestly, hope was forgotten. Said I wouldn't bother, 'cause last time I did, the road got harder. Night times longer, mine much darker. Farther from God, my hope was slaughtered. Suicide talking, past sins haunting. Depression was sovereign. And I still got hella problems, but they're not the author of my book. This hope in God is. Now I'm ready to conquer. It's letting me heal, fueling my will, telling me to stay still when I feel emotionally ill. And I still battle depression, rejection, disconnection, and pressure. But this time I'm obsessed with a new drug named hope. So this is for my addicts, caught up in habits, living in havoc as tragic accidents continue to happen, losing your passion, asking thousands of questions but hearing no answer. God sees you, God knows you, and God's with you.
Hi, my name is Kathy, and I'm an addict.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
You
Yeah.
might have to play that one again.
I'm trying to tell you. Let me say something. Let me say something right here, because there was just so much going on in there. Okay. Because everybody just assumes that just because you're not actually addicted to something, whether it be a drug or alcohol, that you're not an addict.
Yeah.
But you are.
Yeah.
Anytime that we're not living according to God's will or his way, we're an addict to the world. We're an addict to our flesh. We're an addict to the enemy. Okay. And then when he talks about my hope, all I think about, for those of you that don't know, my favorite holiday is Resurrection Sunday.
Was that the journey?
The journey experience. I just want y'all to know that is what Passion Week is all about. It's about hope. That's what Jesus is about. Jesus reminds us that we have the hope in him. And so, yes, Joe, I wanted the man Craig. I wanted to play again.
Yeah. Okay, so let me give you guys a little. This is a kid I know, personally know, and super proud of him. He's gone through a lot. So for all the prayer warriors, or even if you don't believe in prayer, please continue to pray for him. He's going through a lot. I met Matt with Craig, like, I don't know, 6, 7, 8, maybe 10 years ago. And at their church, they had like a conference in, I want to say Ohio, but they had to compete, and spoken word, Christian spoken word was one of them. So him and another friend named Isaac, that's who he is, Craig, Isaac,
Yep.
were trying to get there, but they didn't have enough money. And so there's another kid that hopefully I'll be able to bring him on, and his name is Michael Lee. So I don't know if Michael, if you're out there, I love you and I miss you really bad. But anyway, I said I want to do a fundraiser. So I worked with some of my community friends, and in this wonderful woman, Patricia Whitehead's backyard, I put on kind of like a Wholesome Words Unsung, and people came, people brought food, there was cupcakes, we had a whole stage, and we kind of had like an open mic where other people came up, but the premiere, the whole evening they were the guest artists. Yeah. And so we raised, I don't know how much money we raised, but we raised some money, and they went back to, I think it was Ohio, and Matt won, I think Isaac won too. But anyway, so throughout his years, he was in high school or junior high when I met him. And we've just kind of like, that Facebook thing where you see him every now and then. And he has some other amazing work. his name, his, I guess, artistic name is Poetic Ink. So if you're looking on Facebook or YouTube or whatever, you need to find Poetic Ink. He is amazing. I know y'all want to see it again because it was deep.
I do. Please, Joe, please help a sister.
Gosh. Okay, Craig, let him see it again.
Here we go.
All right. Matt, do you have anything to share today?
Everybody can tell that I've been different lately. My friends look into my eyes and see something new. And my family notices the change too. And it could all be traced back to when I did those things I said I'd never do again. Roommates aware of the distortion in my facial expressions, knowing I've been using medication to cope with depression. Now there's substance in my system, forsaking known wisdom, betraying my sworn intentions and lessons I learned before that told me don't use it anymore. Big homie told me to try it, so I did. Once. But 1 led to 2, and 2 led to 8, and it all adds up. Now it's something that I crave more than lunch in the middle of the day. When I still haven't ate, I need this. Without it, I'm anxious, enraged and impatient, pacing the pavement afraid when I can't taste it. Amazing how I even stopped back then, because I don't feel like Matt without it. It gives me strength to believe, courage to achieve, and honesty to process my history of misery from 2017. But listen when I say I'm an abuser. I've used marijuana, cigarettes, and vodka, kratom, Norcos, and narcotics, edibles, sleeping pills, and THC products, painkillers, codeine, and shrooms, spice, salvia, and dabs, cocaine, hash, and wax. When I say I've done the max, yo, these are the facts. This liver is probably crying to be delivered. Got all these addictions from afflictions, but this one seems different. Without it, I feel emotionless. Brokenness, overflowing, tolerance growing. I've been raising dosages. Going through the motions, I've been doping my soul with hope. Hope deferred makes the heart sick. So hope internalized within gives lift when I itch and twitch for a fix. Instead of twisting and lighting a spliff, or crushing and snorting a brick, this substance is available through 2 twigs and a crucifix, crucifying hopelessness and resurrecting with this drug. I threw it away when times got rough, but now my heart can't get enough. On it, my heart feels stronger. Honestly, hope was forgotten, said I wouldn't bother, cause last time I did, the road got harder, night times longer, mine much darker, farther from God, my hope was slaughtered. Suicide talking, past sins haunting, depression was sovereign. And I still got hella problems, but they're not the author of my book. This hope in God is. Now I'm ready to conquer. It's letting me heal, fueling my will, telling me to stay still when I feel emotionally ill. And I still battle depression, rejection, disconnection, and pressure. But this time I'm obsessed with a new drug named hope. So this is for my addicts, caught up in habits, living in havoc as tragic accidents continue to happen, losing your passion, asking thousands of questions but hearing no answer. God sees you, God knows you, and God's with you.
Hi, my name is Kathy, and I'm an addict.
So, Ro, what you think about that?
I loved it. I love what I saw.
How you doing, Ro?
Give me 30 seconds. I'm good. Trying to work this out right.
Okay, so you planning a birthday party?
Me and my siblings are.
Give your mom a kiss for me.
Absolutely will. Her birthday was Tuesday, but she's the one that throws all the parties for folks. know what I'm saying? So now
Yeah.
it's our time. So it started out small and it's getting bigger and bigger. And it's going to be absolutely beautiful. So I'm excited.
Oh, happy
Yeah,
birthday.
yeah, yeah.
Happy birthday.
Good to see y'all
Yeah.
faces. Miss y'all.
Miss you too. Miss you too. Miss you too.
Ro, hi,
Hey, guys. Where am I? There we go. Okay.
What they say? How you doing?
Ro. How you doing?
For y'all that we talked about, as you can tell, he's going to grace us with his presence, but he only got 30 seconds. So I just wanted to bring him on, share much love. I know he ain't got no time, but
There's always time. There's always time.
Yeah.
You know, we'll always make time one way or another. You know.
all right, you. All
It,
right.
it's funny too because I love Ro when you do your art and your poetry.
Mm-hmm.
You remind me of Matt because you pour out who you are in that moment, and
Absolutely.
you're transparent. You don't worry about what anybody says about you or
No,
how
I
you
worry.
look.
I
No,
worry.
no,
I just do
no,
it
no,
anyway.
no. I feel you. But I mean, in terms of but this way. So I guess so from the audience perspective, it
True that.
doesn't show the worry. It shows the passion and the love,
Right.
and that's what fuels, me and to be able to when I have those moments
Yeah.
when I walk, when I don't feel like doing anything and I don't feel like being anything for the day, when I don't feel like giving a crap for the day. I mean, let's just be transparent. Let's be for real.
Yeah.
I don't feel like being a parent. I don't feel like getting up. I don't feel like doing nothing. I don't feel like anybody asking me for nothing. But in my house, I have to walk past, and I'm not gonna cry on the show today. I walk past the painting that you painted for us that says purpose on the top of it. It don't say purpose on the chest. It says it's purpose over us. And it reminds me, it's well, can't complain because we're operating under purpose.
Amen.
For who Raising Men really is. So for those things and those times, I appreciate you for being that transparent.
Oh man.
Yeah.
We agree wholeheartedly. As much as the speaker I receive at the same time. I mean, it's dual purpose. Most of them were written to encourage myself to get me through my own days. So yeah. And I think the honesty will always ring true. You know?
Always.
So praise God for that.
Well, the word says what?
If
The
y'all
truth
wanna
will make us
see-
free.
Yeah, that's true. If y'all want to see Ro, you'll have to go back to my Wholesome Words and then scroll down till you see Ronnie Robles. I think we did something in January, February, March, one of those 3 months. Just scroll to the videos and then you'll see like, oh, that's who they brought on as a guest speaker.
Yeah.
So he says
My
he's gonna come
boy.
back. So we'll check and see what happens next month.
Yeah, or follow him on all of the social media handles at Where You At Ro.
Where
It's
you
real
at,
simple.
Candles? Yeah, you put that on there, y'all gonna like mouth drop. Just mouth gonna drop.
If you want to see one of my most recent pieces,
You got one?
Oh, I was talking about some art, but yeah, we can always talk. Of course, you got time, I got time. But let me do this quick plug because you might enjoy it. You might not know until you know. So the Jonathan McReynolds and Molly Music album comes out Sunday. Yes.
Yes.
You'll see it driving in the back.
Oh, that's you.
Yeah. Wow,
So,
that's awesome.
And I don't say that to brag. I do it to push the album because it's a beautiful thing. How much time you got? Let's go fast. Okay, so I was going home, tired, going home. Let me find my bed, going home, and I got a phone call at 8:30, like, "Hey, can you come now? I need this done in an hour." So I made a U-turn, and this is I'm just talking. Sorry. I didn't know till I got there that it was two of my heroes, music heroes. You know what I mean? Both of them had put out the same way you talk about me. I talk about them. Their music has got me through places when I didn't want to keep going. And so I'm like, absolutely. When I got there, though, the funny part about it is the guy who called me, the guy who recommended me to somebody that knew me but didn't know it was me that was showing up.
Wow.
Oh, funny.
And it wasn't because, granted, I'm great. Shout out to that. But it was my willingness to do when it was too.
Just take that step.
Yeah, it was what got me there, and a number of wonderful things that have happened since I've seen you last was my ability to say yes when it should have been a no. You know what I'm saying? We're grown folk now, so it's like, that's a no. Oh, no, I'll go. I'll go. Pick me. I'll go. Sound familiar? So, yeah. We got there. We made it happen, and it was for the one that came out today, the private concert,
Congratulations.
Live in LA. And then while I was doing it, they're like,
God.
hey, that looks like an album cover. We should use that. And I left it at that. I took a quick escape trip, and I came back. And when I came back, when the plane landed, they're like, hey, we want to use this for the album. Can we use it? And I was like, well, let's talk about it. And so, yeah.
I love it because what comes to mind in my spirit immediately, Ro, is your gifts will make room for you.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to make sure we understand what that scripture is talking about.
Yeah.
It's not your gift and talent. It's the gift there, meaning the gift that you gave the king. And you give your talents to the King of Kings.
Yeah.
And so because you've given your talents to him, and those no's that should have been, or those yeses that should have been no's, and those extra overbooking, oversubscribed times with the crazy, not even possible, deadlines.
This doesn't make sense. I remember talking to you in the top half of the year, and I was said, like, this is like a roller coaster. I hope I make it. Like, if I get to the end of this thing, it's gonna be amazing. And it did stop, but didn't stop. Now we're doing like gymnastics. And I'm grateful. You know what I mean? Like, I all in all, like, I hope the watcher, the listener hears that I'm not just sharing my schedule with you all. I'm hoping you're hearing something beyond it.
The gratefulness, the thankfulness.
Yeah, like he really,
that one word
puts it all together.
That one word.
Yeah, but I'm currently teaching language arts at Los Angeles Christian School in LA.
Look at you.
No, I took that to slow down. It's not working.
Wait, I'm looking for where you at, Ro. Wait, you're not him. Is he around there somewhere with you? Where are you really now? Where are you at, Ro?
You got time for a ball? I'll do something. You got time for it?
Okay, so then you can have some of your kids on my show, right?
With parental permission, I don't see why not.
Handle it.
We'll work it out. We'll bring them back.
Handle it. All right, Ro. I know you're busy. Kiss your mom.
I will. Absolutely. Yeah.
We got to get connected at some point, though, bro.
Yeah. All three, y'all can call me tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow. Call me Sunday.
Not tomorrow.
No, not tomorrow. Good job.
Call me Sunday. I'll talk to y'all.
Okay.
Sure.
Love you, Ro.
Love you, bro.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah. That was
what? Sweet. Here I am, Lord. Use me.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say on that.
You got to be prepared, because when you say those sincere requests and mean it, and stuff starts coming, you be like, dude.
You can't get ready. You got to be ready. You don't have time to get ready.
Yes, ma'am.
I know that's not proper English, but y'all got it.
Y'all got it, right?
But, the cool thing too is we can't get weary in doing well, because though the work we're doing may not seem like it's reining in the dollars we want and putting us in places where we want, but we can't stop doing well. We can't stop feeling like we are making a difference.
Right.
We're doing well, even if it's just for us, making us well.
Right.
Because once we're well and healed, we don't have any negative experience to transfer to someone else. So we can continue to transfer just that purity to them. So that's, to me, that's what that's all about. I'm sorry.
No,
I told you already. We about to pass the plate again. It's gonna be a 2 offering day. What you talking about? Hallelujah.
When the bishop had the show and opened the church up, Bishop Joe, she's like, okay, there we go.
Well, y'all just kind of promoted the next one. The next video that I have is that I am fearless.
A.D. Williams once said, Imagine what 7 billion humans could accomplish if we loved and respected one another. Just imagine. Imagine if there was no greed. Imagine if there was no comparison. If everyone was running their own race, but cheering for all others at the same time. Maybe we'll never see that in our lifetime. But what we all can do is start with ourselves. Start with yourself. Choose to lift others up. Choose to set the example of kindness and integrity, the example of compassion and understanding. There's a quote that says, no matter how educated, talented, rich, or cool you believe you are, how you treat people ultimately tells all. Integrity is everything. It really is. Who you are is far more important than what you have, and it will always be. Who you are is measured by how you make others feel. Be kind to each other. In a world where you can be anything, be kind. Choose to be the change you wish to see in the world. Decide you will not wait for someone else. You will set the example. Be kind. Because you never know how much that person is suffering inside. You never know the difference your words can make, the difference your presence can make, the difference you can make to one human life. Be the reason someone believes in the goodness of humanity. Be the reason someone else decides to make a difference in others. Be the influence you want to see more of. Always do what is right, not what is easy in the moment. Kindness spreads like a virus. When you do good to another, that person does better to those they come in contact with. You really can make a big difference in the world today and every other day. Anne Frank said, in the long run, the sharpest weapon of all is a kind and gentle spirit. No one has ever made themselves great by showing how small another is. Be kind and always build others up to the best of your ability. Treat everyone with the same level of kindness that you would like for yourself. Not because everyone is nice, but because you are. Because karma makes no mistakes. Because it is right. Because you have integrity. Because you want this world to be better when you leave than when you arrive.
Wow.
I just want you to know that the juices are flowing right now. Like I have a million things going on in his head. First of all, I saw Roe, right? And so now you didn't play that. I am done for the night. I am completely messed up right now.
You can't be done. We just halfway through. What's wrong with you?
Lord have mercy. I want y'all to know. Were we not talking about that? At the very end, he says nothing. And what does he say? You start your day with what? Good vibes.
There you go.
You have to start your day pumping up and encouraging yourself.
There you go.
Because you can't do nothing for nobody else until you ready. You got to minister to yourself first before you trying to minister to somebody. Come on, y'all. Don't play with me. What did Matt say? That we addicted? Don't play with me.
That's one word.
Don't play with me.
One kind word.
Okay. So, yes. Every day I am going to make an assertive effort to start right here. Because now I know better. My shirt says, "When I know better, I do better."
All
And the
right
back
now.
of it says, "No excuses." So now that I know better, thank you, Matt. Now that I know better, I now need to do better. And so, yeah, I'm done. I'm done. Like, woo, row.
You need a
I
fork?
call you. Yeah, yeah, put a fork in me.
Craig, what you got?
I'm just chilling. I'm just chilling because that's a powerful piece. And it's been a powerful night because when you really think about where we are as a people and as a country and as a world, we don't have a lot of kind words for people. We don't post kind words on social media and mean them. We don't post kind words on social media and live them out. We sit and spend a lot of time being those negative people trying to be shocked by and trying to get our posts up and get our likes up and everything instead of being truthful, And
Right.
if we really lived out these things and walked out these things that we say, if we even were in front of these people that we post on their sites, some of these nasty things, we wouldn't even have these words come to mind because we would know that probably before we got the third syllable out of our mouth, somebody's going to hit us in the jaw because we deserve it for some of this nasty crap that comes out of our mouths. But the word speaks on that too, because it talks about out of a man's heart flows the issues of life. So these nasty things that we say about people is flowing from inside of you because it's become a part of you because you've come in such agreement with it. And we can't come into agreement with the enemy and have this nastiness spew out of us like vomit and vomit all over people. And we've got to stop doing that. It's all about love. We've got to love people and let God sort out
And
all
you
the
find
judgment.
love. Maybe that's the next one. Let me write that down.
Yes, absolutely. You can't talk about hope without it leading to love.
That's it.
I'm sorry, I'm a mathematician, y'all, so I got this equation in my head going right
One
now.
plus one is two.
That's
Oh,
crazy. That's crazy. Yeah. Yeah. And so when God gave me one kind word, I was just like, tag. And because Matt just released this, I'll say
wow.
this week, I'm like, I don't care what, it's gotta come. It's coming on. It's coming on. So
No, it didn't just come on. We also had a encore.
Right. I was like, oh yeah.
Yes.
So hopefully this is inspiring you. And again, I'm gonna still reach out to young people, old people. It doesn't even matter. I know Craig could share a story about someone who's watching. He's probably watching me now. Hey, how you doing? Craig's friend. And he came and had been watching the show and was inspired and actually put pen to paper and sent it to Craig, recorded it. And then the next thing you know, Craig said, hey, could you come over and record it? Guy came over and recorded it. Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. So it doesn't matter how old you are. Are you being obedient to the gifts that God has given you? And even if you're not sure what it is, and one of the people that I go back to, and she's been on, is Andi. She wasn't sure. She wasn't sure. She was trying a little this and she was trying a little that, and she was mixing the littles together. But I spent time with her.
And littles became bigs.
Littles became big. And so where she is a year later, I mean, the growth of what can happen is amazing. But a lot of that work was she was willing to take that first step. And so I'm just asking everybody, are you willing to take that first step? If you're willing to take that first step, all kinds of things are happening. No, it may not be perfect. It may only be like a minute. It may only be 50 seconds. Who cares? But it's the first step. And then the first step leads to the second step, to the next step, to the next step. And then, you start saying, hey, I see where God is taking me. And that's it. Because gone are the days for me that I've seen people to have a platform, or churches to have a platform for the artists to discover what God has given them.
Yes.
And throughout the Bible, there's so much poetry. And I'm not just talking about Psalms and Proverbs. No, I'm not talking about that. There's way more poetry throughout the entire Bible that God speaks to us. He chose to speak to us in poetry. So I just want to encourage you and others, spread the word, but this is a platform for them to share their words. And so I'm excited. When I saw that one, it was amazing. And so the next one we have is inspiring acts of everyday kindness.
Wow.
Blessed are those who give without interest, who offer themselves and expect nothing in return. Hallowed are the places of small sacrifices, where the thankless work is done. Sacred are the acts of true adoration, for they reveal the heart of the divine. Envy not the givers in the crowd, earning praise for their generous deeds, for they have received their reward. But for those who give in secret, more shall be given unto them. They shall be called blessed, the true saints. The restorers of streets to dwell in. And life shall be forever theirs.
Wow.
It's
Just
better to give than to receive.
one
The
word, kindness.
the smallest act of kindness. And I was just thinking about how, Rose said he only had 30 seconds to give us. And look at how excited I was just to get that 30 seconds. Look at my face. Look at y'all. When the cheeks look like this, I'm happy. Okay. High cheeks, happy. 30 seconds. Can you imagine what you could do in 30 seconds to just uplift someone with a kind word, just a smile, a gesture, a helping hand? Come on, y'all. We
It could
do
change
this.
someone's day. It could change their whole life.
Their whole life. What did
'Cause we
Matt
don't
say?
never-
Matt said he was depressed.
Yeah.
He was, and not
Yeah.
knowing that,
Yeah.
what people are going through. Just
And you-
imagine.
And you never know what a person needs in that one moment, in those few seconds that we could give. And sometimes we don't even have to say nothing. It may just be our presence and us not having that resting face. It may be a smile. It may be a hug.
Maybe, yeah. It may be one kind word, like, hey, how's your day going?
Yeah.
And actually waiting for the response. Don't ask somebody a question and then not wait for the response. Just FYI, that was just
FYI.
that was free. I gave that one
was
for free.
That was free. Yeah. Powerful, powerful. And so, um, just looking at, how we can possibly plant those seeds of kindness and
Yeah.
how that's possible to do that, so that you do, what do they say, plant and you will sow and you will whatever, what's that one,
You'll reap
right?
a harvest.
You
We'll
will
Yeah.
reap a harvest. I am so ready for a harvest of kindness. Are you guys ready for a
Yes.
harvest of kindness? I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my goodness.
Yeah, but what people forget is that you're gonna reap. We reap what we sow. If we're planting seeds of discord and hatred and anger and division, like the parents and staff and whoever was leading those kids at Temecula Valley High School to say those hateful things to those not kind words to the other teammates and cheerleaders, versus you know if you said kind words to them at their homes and in those practices, can you imagine how those kids' lives would change?
Absolutely.
Versus how now if someone's got to go back and clean up all the lives of those that were impacted, who heard those not so kind words said to them on a field, that you thought you just going to a game and all of a sudden you got what, racial violence?
One kind word.
Yeah.
I really want to make an impact on, if nothing else today, if everyone could just say tomorrow or tonight or the next person that they impact, you just say, you know what, I want to say one kind word to you today. I don't even know if that can turn into something else, but I really hope that it does, because just one kind word, it's gonna go. The mileage will be there. The seeds will be planted, and you will see that it's a rolling effect. It's a rolling effect, which leads right into our next video, Seeds of Kindness.
Seeds once sowed. With a simple act of kindness, we sow seeds. Seeds of a gentle nature sown by good deeds. As you listen to this piece, remember each act you have committed, each act of platonic love of which your life is littered. It's easy to be embittered in this chaotic world, to forget the seeds of kindness that may well have unfurled into a flourishing sight of cascading cherry blossom petals. All those acts of kindness taken for weakness are not a wasted fetal. Unhindered kindness takes mettle to persevere in a barren land. Seeds you have cast from your weary hands, they are not wasted. In tandem are seeds of discontent. Those seemingly wasted acts of kindness are comparably sacrament. Do not falter in your good self, your life-giving energy and delicate being. Continue to sow, even on hearts of ice and snow, because one day they will know the forest grows when the seeds are sowed. So keep your kindness stowed.
Simple.
Simple.
To the point. Simple. Just seeds of kindness. Can we just throw some seeds of kindness out there? And it may start off little, but I really believe that we can do this. We can change. It'd be nice. I believe that. I really do. But we got to start somewhere. And so, if it's just one kind word,
So
that will
Joe,
make a difference.
Joe, can I just say this one thing real quick? I literally last weekend I had thrown out some grass seeds, and I went out today. It's not even been a week, and I have baby grass starting to grow. And all I could think to myself was, when he said the seeds of kindness, look at how quickly I have little baby grass starting to grow in less than a week. Imagine Imagine if every day we sown seeds of kindness, what would grow?
A whole new different world.
Yeah. But imagine too if you didn't do it. You'd still
Right.
have a hard, rocky spaces out there in sadness. And it would take longer for you this to grow. And what you're saying to the people is since you did it, look at the years to come, how it's going to flourish. It's going to get thicker and longer and stronger and grow even greener. Because you started it versus you waited and waited and you changed your mind and you waited some more. You changed your mind and got discouraged and said, but you did it. You started.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah. Little steps, baby steps, just one word, just one word. And so for you artists out there, you may just start off with your first spoken word poetry or whatever with just one word. I know that feeling. It happens to me all the time. But just one word, just one kind word can make a difference. So I want to share Color Your World with Kindness. I couldn't resist.
Yo, I love cartoons. I love animation, everything. And so I was just whatever you guys, I don't care what you say. I love cartoons. And as soon as I saw this, I was like, yes. Exactly. You're supposed to pay it forward. You didn't need that one single word to know. Pay it forward. Oh, I love it, Jill. I love it. Thank you.
Yeah.
She does it just for me, you guys. For me. It's just for me.
Yeah. I had to watch it a couple times because I'm like, wait, what? Wait, I know you're looking for some spoken word, but here, let the silence speak.
Yeah, but there was great words unspoken, like Tiffany said.
Great words unspoken.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. That's a lot of, those were high character moments too, because we all have been out somewhere and somebody dropped some cash on the ground like that. Those were stacks.
Yeah.
Like
you saw all that cheddar on the. Yeah, you saw all that cheddar.
Well, it's funny. I actually have a story like that. When I was a kid, I was preacher's kid at my dad's church. He used to pastor a church in Oceanside, many, many years ago. And I think it was I don't know, it was like a holiday Sunday. And I remember passing by this envelope that was just kind of laying there in the bushes. And it had like $50 bills inside. It wasn't just one, it was several. And I remember turning it in. And I thought afterwards, I was like, dang, I could have kept it and had some money. But oh well, whoever's envelope it was, that may have been the only money they had.
Right.
And I want to say that the person, whoever it got back to them, and they did bless me with one of those. But it's not why I was doing it. I just knew it was the right thing to do. And even if nothing had happened, it still was the right thing to do because it got to the right person who needed it, who needed that money. It was a blessing to them because Joe says a lot that somebody is waiting on the other side of our obedience.
Yes.
And obedience is better than sacrifice. So
I wonder who said that.
Some lady named Joe. That's what I said.
Yeah, someone is waiting on the other side of your obedience. Let that kind of, so if you're obedient, and regardless on what God tells you to do, if you do what God tells you to do, I trust you. Trust me. I need you to hear me. There is somebody waiting on the other side of your obedience. And you may not see it right away, but it's happened time and time and time again. And so someone, you don't know who it is. Tiffany
Sometimes
said,
it's us.
paying it forward. Are you obedient to what he's telling you to do? And yeah, is it scary? And let me tell you, Craig will tell you the story, and Tiffany too.
Mm-hmm.
Me here a year ago. Are you serious?
Last week, 3 weeks ago.
Craig.
I'm sorry, my bad. Was my mic open? I'm sorry, I'm gonna get this mute thing worked out.
Right. I'm gonna get you, Craig. Remember locks. That's all I'm gonna say. Oh, see, he turned his mic off. Don't you love him, guys? I do. He's my good friend. But
my bad.
But yeah, on the other side. Yep. Okay.
Because sometimes the other person on the other side of obedience is us.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Yeah. So whether it's a test or whatever you figure out what it's doing, be obedient. And you will see, you will touch someone's heart. You will. So just amazing. Okay, so I'm kind of lost in my, so we're almost there because we want you to dare to care.
I sit there and I wonder whether kindness is dying. You see, we're sitting in a coffee shop, her eyes are down, she's crying. She tells me how they pushed her, threw stuff, spread rumours, lying. I know I should just ignore it, she said. It's hard, but I'm trying. And I see this lady by the side of the road. She's old, waiting there in the cold, but no car, no person lets her by. Why? And I see words written online that are so unkind, words that can leave a mark on your mind. Unkindness, you see it everywhere, from violence and abuse to refusing to share, to pushing someone out of the group or laughing at her hair or ignoring that person struggling over there. The news is full of hate and sadness and corruption and war. I just don't see kindness around much anymore. But who am I to speak? I'm often so unkind. I gossip and I'm selfish. It just comes naturally. But actually, recently, I've been feeling like I want to change. Do you know what? Being kind, I've realised it's actually brave and it's strong when you offer friendship to someone who doesn't feel they belong, or when you give your attention, or when you give your time. In that moment, your light will shine. We live in a world that says, live for yourself, compete and tread on others to get status or wealth. But could we push back against that darkness of competition and greed and be kind, be thoughtful and look out for those in need? What if we could be the generation to revive kindness, bring it back to life, give it back its breath and save it from death, treating others as we'd like to be treated? Living a life of kindness is an incredible way to live. And when you make that daily choice, you'll gain more than you give. And soon, kindness will become a habit. A brilliant, beautiful habit. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. There are going to be people you don't want to be kind to, but still give kindness. Against everything inside that says just walk past or hurt them back, respond with kindness. One courageous act. Why? Because it will change you. And together, we could change the world. And in the end, we'll see kindness everywhere when we dare to care.
Wow. Wow.
I love it when she said, what if we were dared to be the generation that cared, that changed, that made a difference, basically. Paraphrasing, of course. But what if we did that? What if we taught our kids? What if we posted like that? What if we lived that out? What if we did that? Genuinely.
Right. What if we did that?
Yeah. It's almost making me think I need to have a month of hope, right? A month of kindness.
Well, some folks need to have a month, year, lifetime of kindness and hope, because some folks got a lot of trash coming out. So, and they feel hopeless because of something that's happened to them in the past.
Right.
You know,
it's true. That is very true. That is very, very true. Yeah. That was another one that I watched a couple times because it just really spoke to me. And it was interesting because, as I had said or shared earlier, that it seemed like it's gone. Like we're in a world where everyone's out for just me, look at me, and no one stops to think about others. And so I just need one kind word. Can we start with just one? So this is the last one that I have, and I feel it's pretty.
Are you so serious?
I have one more. Yes, I do.
Oh my gosh.
You're gonna live through this. Yes, you are.
I don't do well. You know, I always get teary-eyed at the end. Come on, work with me. Are you serious?
This is Craig Kidd.
Yeah.
It is rare that I make resolutions. Don't want them to haunt me in the dead of night each day, guilted by all the things I said I would or would not do. I only do what I want, when I want, with a full heart or not at all, and the rest will have to settle somewhere between my lips and my intentions. I do not promise often, but there comes a day when I am more than wild woman, more than what I've accomplished or seek to, and as that day approaches, I promise to remember how to love. In the face of hurt in my heart, I will love you. Foolishly at times, but brave. I promise to forgive, to ignite the soft of me, and to surrender to that everything ain't gonna grow like I grow, ain't gonna know what I know, how I know, and that is okay. There is still love in separation, still love in letting go. I promise to love myself, to honor this girl with dreams she can't stomach yet, but she tries hard to. In the morning, I will pray to a God I hope to be more like, and she will laugh, knowing I have already forgotten that she loves me unconditionally, just a silly girl, wanting more and more and more, but already having everything I need. I promise to laugh hardest when life is most challenging. I promise to tell strangers that they are beautiful because they probably haven't heard it in too long. I promise to dance across the floor when I'm excited. I promise to be excited, to sit with my mother, to remind her that she makes amazing things, to listen to my elders, to honor the repetition in their stories, to watch intently as my nephew and niece blossom. I promise to call my sister, to love her because she grows our family when I might not, and none of this comes easy. None of it will be overnight. I might be scared and stubborn at first, and when I am, I promise to lean into it, to let life make a masterpiece of me, to say everything that needs to be said in a moment and trust that I am prepared. I promise to listen to the way God moves. I promise to be moved, to not stop noticing the details in the day, the way you hesitate before speaking or the nervous girl at the table next to me. I promise to never stop picking up on energy or feeling responsible for humanity. I promise to let this fire rage, to drink more water and carry this skin like a gift. I promise to breathe on purpose and fall in love without fear. I promise. I promise. I promise.
I promise. Yeah. That's how you end it.
Oh my goodness. Well, I promise that I'm going to be kind with one word, one gesture, one movement, one motion. I will be intent. I will do it on purpose. I will be a woman of integrity. Yes. I promise.
Wow.
We're gonna follow there with you. We're gonna follow there with you. Because our kids will test us and we'll test ourselves if we really pay attention.
Yeah. Random acts of kindness. That used to be something.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's still out there. It has to be.
Well, I'm gonna start it off right now with one random act of kindness. And I want to tell my husband, thank you so very much. Because I know I just pushed you hard today. And I probably did not say thank you like I should have. I didn't give you no hug, no kiss. But I promise you, I'm gonna take care of that as soon as we off the broadcast.
Oh well, PG now. PG. We got kids watching. Lord Jesus. Lord Jesus. Lord. We said one word now. That's a whole lot of words. You know what I'm saying? Words. Just no X's up in there. Just
X's and O's, Craig. X's
I know X's and O's, but felt like I was at a
Craig.
Prince concert for a second. Oh, I was like, you got some folks ain't saved too long. They have a flashback to
only
me.
on Wholesome Words. Only on Wholesome Words. Well, that made me cry. Laugh. Sorry. Okay, so crazy.
Oh God.
Don't talk about no
guys.
Prince
I love you
concert.
guys.
Come
Thank
on.
you.
I love you too, Joe. I love you too, Craig, the man.
I appreciate everybody that's been on. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Ro. Where are you at, Ro? Somewhere in Pasadena.
Happy birthday, Mama.
Happy birthday, Rose Mama. We love your son. And again, though I'm closing this out, I really, really again want to encourage those to take those baby steps. Be brave. You can contact me on a Wholesome Words Messenger, Facebook Messenger, or if you're watching me on YouTube, you can make some comments down there if you like. I'm happy to help. But again, it's on my heart that let's really try. Even if it's just tomorrow, just say one kind word to someone. You never know what they need. So I don't have anything else, but I do want to tell Craig, thank you very much, Framework, and thank you for LeClaire, James, and Dr. Phil and their appearance today on my show. That was like amazing. Thanks, Tiffany, for being brave. She's super brave. And again, thanks, Andy, for sharing your gifts and talents. And Ro, who was my unexpected guest, because he's been teaching art. He's a teacher at a Christian school. They are some blessed kids.
Blessed.
That's all I can say. Like, can I come by? That's where I am. I'm like, I need to call him up and say, can I come by? So just excited where God is taking people, just taking them. So I don't know what God's going to give me the next couple of days, because that's usually what happens. He kind of like spawns my mind with something, and it's one thing leads to the other. But I want to thank everybody. Thank you for tuning in. And the nice thing about Facebook Live and YouTube Live is that if you missed it or you think you need to show it to some friends, you can find it. You can find it. So I appreciate everybody. And you guys have anything else you'd like to share before we close?
Love you guys.
Yep. And make sure those who are tuning into the framework on Saturdays on I'm sorry, the wrong handle, gave the Virginia handle. Those 102.5 The Vine out of the Inland Empire. We're on tomorrow night, Saturdays at 8 p.m. Plus, I'll give a shout out. Must be a reason I had to give a shout out to WKBY, which is our originating station in Virginia. They have blessed us to be on Thursday nights, Friday nights, and Saturday nights at midnight. So we open their weekend and kick their weekend off in Virginia. That's a blessing. We also praying for the owners of Truth FM in the Bay Area. They have had a death in the family, loss of a loved one. So definitely praying for Vera and her husband Deji for the for blessings and peace and restoration in their family. And so we'll be back on target with the framework on Thursdays at noon on Truth FM and the Truth FM app, and of course Monday through Saturdays on San Diego, on the Soul of San Diego radio.com. They've actually changed the handle from San Diego Gospel Radio to the Soul of San Diego radio.com. Shouts out to Preacher Man Larry Thompson for being so gracious to us out there and definitely giving blessings out there to whoever is listening, all the listeners, all the people who are taking time to follow us on social media. Thank you to my sons for even following their dad on this crazy, wild, mixed up mission that we call the framework. And those who are following us also on the Raising Men show, the boys are on there as well, talking and sharing their heart, sharing out of their heart many things that, it's just truth. So we thank them as well.
Tiff?
Love you, Craig.
Love you, Tiffany.
That's all I got for you. We love all y'all. Love you, Tiff. Love you, Craig. And that's our one word. Our one word of kindness.
That's 2 words. Let's love you is 2 words.
Okay. You see what I have to deal with, right? Okay.
Good night, everybody.
Let's put it together deck down south. The love you is put what? No.
You see what I have to deal with. Love you guys. See you next month. Bye.